He came with a smile and a camera. He said he was here to tell Africa's story, said he wanted to film beauty, struggle and resilience. But what no one realized was, he wasn't making a documentary. He was making a map, not of culture, in targets. It started quietly. A man with pale skin, spotless shoes, and a crisp French accent arrived at Ouagadougou International Airport, tourist visa in hand, a press badge clipped to his chest. "I'm a freelance journalist," he told customs, "here to understand Burkina Faso's security issues, to give local voices a global stage." He smiled warmly, spoke fluent French, even complimented President Ibrahim Traoré. "Rare to see young African leaders stand up to the West," he said. And people believed him. Why wouldn't they? He was charming, polite. He handed out bottled water to taxi drivers, gave school kids pens, bought tea in dusty markets and took pictures of sunsets, women in colorful wraps, goats crossing roads. But the real images, the ones that mattered, never made it to the internet. Over the next few weeks, this so-called journalist showed up in places other reporters wouldn't dare go, near military zones, by train depots, around mines. He asked innocent-sounding questions to guards, chatted with transport workers, marked routes on his phone. One soldier joked, "You ask more than my own commander." Morel laughed. "That's how journalists learn," he said. But intelligence. Officers were already watching. Burkina Faso operatives began tracking him silently. No confrontation, no warning, just quiet surveillance. They cloned his SIM, logged his encrypted messages, mirrored his hard drive. What they found had nothing to do with journalism and everything to do with espionage. When President Traoré saw the proof, he didn't call for an arrest. He called for a camera. A press conference was announced. No international media, no flashy invitations, just 6 local journalists and one unexpected guest, Julien Morel, France. Freelance journalist. He showed up in his signature outfit, beige pants, white shirt, the same press badge. No camera crew, just his shoulder bag and notebook. He didn't know he was walking into a trap. The room was quiet. Too quiet. Cameras were already rolling, 6 chairs in a crescent, a single microphone. He sat. No one greeted him, no small talk, just stares. Then the door opened. President Ibrahim Traoré stepped in. No suit, no tie, just military fatigues. He didn't walk like a man giving a speech. He walked like a man delivering a verdict. Morel stood, hand outstretched. "Mr. President, it's an honor." Traoré shook his hand, firm and cold. "You've asked many questions about us, Mr. Morel," he said. "Today I have a few of my own." Morel smiled weakly. "Of course, that's what interviews are for. But this wasn't going to be an interview." "You've been in Burkina Faso 23 days?" "Yes," Julien said carefully. "I've been gathering stories." "Stories?" Traoré's tone was even. "Then help me understand something." A soldier stepped forward with a sealed folder. "You visited 9 military-adjacent zones, conducted fake interviews, filmed restricted areas. You sent encrypted messages at 2 a.m. to a military server in Abidjan. Why?" Morel blinked. I'm a journalist. That's journalism." Traoré didn't flinch. "And this," a laptop was placed on the table, Morel's, retrieved the night before without him even noticing. The screen came to life. A map, real-time pins, marked mine locations. Oil pipelines, storage depots. Folder name, Côte d'Ivoire, client, review. The room froze. Morel shook his head. "That's just research. I didn't send." The president raised a printed email. "Palace security thin near Westgate. Future asset placement viable. Sent at 2:17 a.m. from your device. You want to explain that?" Julian's face turned white. I didn't mean..." "You didn't mean to get caught," Traoré said. The silence was deafening. 6 journalists watched, stunned. Some crossed themselves. Others stared. Traoré looked into the camera. This man claimed he came to tell our story, but he came to steal it. He didn't come for truth. He came for coordinates. He paused. Let the world decide. Is this journalism or betrayal? And then calmly, escort him out. 2 guards approached. Morel didn't resist. He just lowered his head and walked out. This time, he wasn't holding the camera. He was the shot. Within an hour, the footage hit the internet. 40 seconds. Traoré saying, "You came for stories. Now you are the story." The arrest, the silence, the shame. The continent lit up. In cafes, people clapped. In markets, radios replayed the moment. On WhatsApp, the clips spread like wildfire. He exposed him without raising his voice. This is how you protect your home. In Ghana, murals went up. Africa has eyes now. In Mali, we see you now. In Nigeria, this is not just defense, this is awakening. France issued a statement. We expect fair treatment for our citizen, but no mention of the laptop, no denial, no counter-evidence, because they had none. Julian Morel was now in a military facility. No interviews, no press badge, no immunity. And President Traoré, he didn't give another speech. He didn't need to. But 4 days later, he walked out, not to face foreign press, but to stand before his people. A school courtyard. No podium, no teleprompter, just farmers, students, and children. They sent us a man with a camera, he said. But it wasn't a camera. It was a weapon. He looked across the crowd. That man said he came to tell our story, but his memory card held more targets than truths. He didn't come to understand us. He came to map us. And then he said something no one forgot. To the next one, who comes smiling with soft words and sharp wires, don't mistake our silence for blindness. We see you now. That line became a movement, graffitied across walls in Ouagadougou, echoed, in classrooms in Dakar, printed on T-shirts in Lagos. We see you now, because this wasn't just about Julian Morel. This was about every microphone used to mine secrets, every handshake with hidden wires, every photo taken with one eye open and one motive buried. They taught Africa to hold a camera. Now Africa knows how to point it back. No bullets, no chaos, just truth, and a continent finally looking back.